Roger, give me that gun, Ron. Right along that bag, baby. Aim hot. Clear hot.
Ladies, gents, you've asked for it. A number of you have been asking about my story, and I've decided I'm going to share a little bit about me. Not just about my award, but also probably my most embarrassing piece to camera. So today you get a laugh on me. This one's free. Take this one, store it anywhere you want. You get the laugh at me. This is me on British TV, on a prime time TV show. I'll just put it up. I need to blur a little bit out. I've just noticed. But here's one on me. You'll hear a little bit about my kind of military background, about my story. Something that I'm afraid of. Well, I was afraid of. Something I was afraid of. And you'll just get to have a laugh. Let's have a look at it. Let's watch a video.
And it's my pleasure to introduce to the show Bombardier Gary Prout and his girlfriend Millie Stickland.
I've I've put on a lot of weight since I hurt myself, so I do look a little bit different. So please be kind. This is all medicated, well, and diet induced. This is medicated diet and alcohol induced, shall I say. This is a Lagavulin. No, it's an Arbeg Corvecin. So this is alcohol, diet, and medication induced, alright? So feel sorry for me, just 1/3.
Come and take a seat. Gary, you look wonderful.
Thank you.
So smart.
Yeah, do try.
How long have you been together?
Just over 3 years.
Where did you meet?
We actually met at Millie's brother's wedding
Okay.
for the first time, but Millie can't remember me from the wedding, so...
Don't say it. Don't say it. Me and Millie's brother, we actually served together. He has since left the artillery, went on and done other things, become an officer. But yeah, we lived in the same room together. I think that says something. You normally try to keep your mates in the military away from your sisters, but he introduced us, so I must be all right. Must be an all right guy.
Well, they were good for me, but not so good from the return side.
Why did you forget him? He didn't introduce himself.
Aha. So you admired her from afar?
I did, yes.
Well, obviously you're a soldier, and you've been a soldier for 8 years.
Yes.
And you've served in Iraq and in Afghanistan.
Yes.
Which at times I imagine has been pretty tough.
Yes, as with every job, it has its ups and downs, but in this line of work, the downs can be a little bit worse than other lines of jobs, so...
But Millie, whilst he's away on tour, you're at home.
Yeah, I mean, we met halfway through the tour. It was nice to get to know each other sort of writing with pen and paper, but it is hard.
I have no idea how she fell for me. If you were to see me write and it's like a 5-year-old trying to figure out how to hold a pen, I would basically just scribble on a page. I don't know how she... interesting things. I found out that Michael Jackson was dead from a bluey. That's the mailing system we have. From a bluey that Millie sent me. I got that bluey before we got any newspapers, so I was going around telling everybody, Michael Jackson's dead. Nobody believed me. Nobody believed me that he had passed away. Crazy times. This was 2009. I can't remember what month, but yeah. That's how far behind we were.
You must worry about him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you must be incredibly proud of what he does.
Yeah, and he's trained to do what he does, so, you know, and he enjoys it, so that's important.
Well, Millie is not the only one who's proud of Gary. There are a lot of people who are fond of both of you, and I know this because they told me.
Gary's my younger brother. He's fun. He's out.
He is now a major. My brother joined the army in 1988 and he is still serving to this day. Quite a legend, an absolute legend.
But he's also a hero.
He's a very brave guy. He's extremely modest about it. He's one of these quiet heroes, I suppose.
He was awarded
the Conspicuous Gallantry Cross for the action that took place in Afghanistan.
On the day that Gary was later...
So Paul Ganushko, he was my boss. He was the Joint Fires, our Joint Fires team commander. He was like the conductor. I was the artillery specialist. I knew what I was doing with GMLRS, attack helicopters and mortars. And he kind of sat above me, and he created the strategic aims for me, and I made that effect on the ground. He was a fantastic boss, because at no point did he try to make recommendations to me about how to use the artillery. He absolutely believed in what I did on the ground. He would ask me for an effect, and it was up to me to create that. It was an amazing piece of leadership, and something I still talk about to this day. Somebody who was humble enough, but confident enough in his team that he would let us do what we needed to do, and he could focus on and do his job. It was superb. Great boss.
Awarded the medal for it. It started off quite quiet as a normal patrol, really. Then an explosion went off, and it came over the radio that one of the soldiers was injured.
He ran forward for about 100 metres with intense enemy fire.
Alex Rabbit, platoon commander. Again, you just kind of gravitate towards these amazing people, and again, Alex Rabbit is just one of those platoon commanders. I think he was quite young, actually, whenever we were on that tour, but the lads were willing to follow him. I've read a lot on Dick Winters, and he had that same thing about him. He didn't need to shout. He did not need to scream. The lads wanted to be there with him and follow him. He had an amazing platoon sergeant as well. It was just the most amazing platoon to be part of. Cracking bunch.
And it wasn't until he got there that he realised it was his friend Chris. He then started to drag Chris into a bit of cover.
It's not going to say it here. I'll elaborate on it a little bit. So I moved forward. I thought Chris was going to be in the forward compound. I thought I was going to get into the compound. I was going to give a hand treating him. I was going to call in the artillery danger close. I thought I was going to get the Pedro or the rescue helicopters. I thought I was going to get them jacked up to come in and pick him up. Whenever I got into the forward compound, I realized he wasn't there. He was still out where the explosion had happened. And I broke a lot of the rules. I pushed forward by myself off my own back. I created danger for a lot of people around me, all with great intent. I was trying to do the right thing, but I exposed myself, and I exposed potentially, if anything happened to me, I exposed people who would have come for me to a lot of danger. So it's a real mixed one. Morally, I did the right thing. Tactically, it was an awful choice. Thankfully, one of the guys, Al, the platoon sergeant, came out and helped me along. And where we took Chris to, it wasn't back through the ambush, back to the troops. We had to take him further into the ambush. We had to call in A10 between us and the forward air controller. We got the message up the A10. The A10 was engaging around about 30 meters away from us, from me and Al. And we were actually feeling the effects of the 30 Mike. We had to stand fast. We had to win the firefight, and then we managed to get Chris extracted. But it was a classic example of what not to do in an ambush. Don't run into the ambush, because the enemy will be sitting waiting for you to commit yourself. But ultimately we got away with it. We didn't sustain any further casualties. The momentum that we created was probably battle winning. So it's one of those rare occasions where the tactics weren't sound, but the effect was devastating on the enemy. Not gonna lie, they got decimated. But it's not really something you want to preach about, not really something you want to say this is how to do it, because we did the wrong thing and we got lucky.
100 metres when you're taking heavy incoming fire is an extremely long run. He was an extremely high award because of the selfless act and the bravery that it required.
When you're out there, family's everything.
And just to build on it a little bit, I was recognised for 3 separate acts. So there was the pushing across the ambush, the killing zone. We managed to get Chris loaded onto an armoured vehicle. Then myself and Al, we pushed back through the ambush. That was classed as the second part. And then there was a third element where the armoured vehicles came down to extract us, and they realised that there wasn't enough room for everybody. So I think it was 6 of us stayed on the ground. There was me, the FST commander, the forward air controller, the signaller, platoon sergeant, platoon commander, and I think there was possibly one more with the machine gun. So we volunteered to stay on the ground. We thought FST, we create the biggest bang for buck, massive force multiplier. Platoon commander, platoon sergeant, they made it out of leadership. We wouldn't put anybody else in this position, therefore we're going to take it ourselves. And I think it was one of the full screws grabbed a light machine gun, and then we hung about. Now it sounds like a big deal, but nothing actually happened in that time where they extracted the rest of the people back. I couldn't even tell you how long it was. It felt like quite a while, but it was probably only 15-20 minutes. But yeah, there's no doubt we were outnumbered. We were isolated. If the enemy had known and put a push on us, things would have got dodgy very quickly. But again, it was just one of those kind of incidents where you make an unsound decision based on what you can do on the ground, and we made it work. So those were the 3 separate acts. Thing to note, Al was beside me on all 3 of those acts. Al did not receive an award. The award system, it isn't equal. It isn't fair. He should have absolutely received whatever I received. True story.
Because that's your link back to the real world.
Used to get mail drops sort of maybe twice a week. Only is always quite excited to be getting letters, especially from Millie.
Millie just brings a smile to his face.
Me old dear.
I know Gary does the same for Millie.
She was really looking forward to going and seeing him get his award. She was just over the moon that he'd been recognised.
We went to Buckingham Palace to see him.
I am from a council estate in Northern Ireland. If you don't know Northern Ireland, I think income is lower than the rest of the UK. Don't get me wrong. I didn't have a tough childhood. We just grew up in a place where you know there wasn't a lot of spare money. The troubles were going on around us. I've been evacuated from my house on multiple occasions because of genuine bombs. So for me to go from being in that kind of council estate growing up to being in front of the Queen, it was just absolutely humbling. It was incredible. It was remarkable. And to top it off, my mum's uncle was actually there picking up an MBE for his awards for the stuff he was doing in the community in Northern Ireland. We had no idea one another was going to be there on that day, so it was a real great family occasion. Me collecting this award and my great uncle receiving an MBE.
Standing there and talk to the Queen. That's just amazing. Just so proud of him.
He loves her. It's evident when you see them together. He's just besotted by her.
You had no idea that all of those people were saying such lovely things about you.
No, and that was in my house.
You have a habit of getting everywhere, actually. We saw you pick up your award there, and that medal is second only to the Victoria Cross, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
And the Queen gave you your award.
That was really humbling. Yeah, really good.
It really was humbling. It was impactful, but what happened, I think it was around about 3 months afterwards, my regiment was on the honour guard at a place called Holyrood, which is the Queen's residence up in Scotland. And my commanding officer, he had to give a brief to Her Majesty the Queen about it. And whenever he went in to see the Queen, she asked him what regiment you're from. Whenever he replied 19 Regiment Royal Artillery, I think there's only 500-600 people in a regiment. She replied, "Oh, will Bombardier Prout CGC be on parade?" And then she named 2 of the Military Cross recipients from my regiment. Military Cross is the Tier 3 award. Will they be on parade? And he said, "Yes, ma'am." We were not planned to be on parade. I was on exercise in a place called Dartmoor down in Devon. I had to get crashed off the exercise, drive up to camp. I had to get my best uniform ready. I had to get my boots shined because I'm not a shine the boots kind of soldier. I'm not this uniform kind of person. And we got sent up to Scotland to go on this parade. And the regiment had been rehearsing for ages beforehand. And then the 3 of us just rocked up and yeah, we were part of this parade. It was the Queen got out of her car. I opened the door. I banged up a salute. I'd probably seen her for about 15 seconds and that was the whole reason that I got crashed up north for. So yeah, it was quite funny in the grand scheme of things looking back on it. But I can remember it feeling like a right pain in the ass. I'm meant to be on exercise, meant to be out doing my thing.
Love it for being so brave. Absolutely. Gary, you contacted the show, didn't you?
I did certainly, yes.
Tell us why you contacted the show.
Well, Millie has an absolute passion for roller coasters.
Don't
She's
laugh.
my favourite roller coasters, and we actually went to a theme park, and I lied and told her that half of the roller coasters were closed because I didn't want to go near them.
We went to Euro Disney. To be fair, I did 2 rides. I did Space Mountain, and I did the Twilight one, the Twilight Zone, not Twilight with vampires and werewolves. It's the one where you go up in the lifts and then that thing drops the shit out of you and your bum hole ends up in your mouth. You drop that fast. It genuinely does. Hollywood Terror Hotel, Hollywood Tower of Terror, something like that. I was done after those 2 rides. So whenever Millie was looking at the rides and going, "Shall we go on that one?" We were a decent enough distance away, and I was like, I heard that one's broken. And as I was looking at it, I was going, "Yeah, look, they're just rolling the roller coaster. There's nobody on board." So we ended up just going around and doing like all of the really rubbish kids rides, and I did feel bad because they scare me. They scare me so bad.
The honest girl she is, she believed me, and I did feel bad about it, so I
did feel bad.
I had to make up for that kind of those white lies that I told, and I had to overcome this fear.
You fought in war zones, you've stared danger in the face, you've laughed at fear, and yet roller coasters is the one thing that you are petrified of.
I get that horrible feeling in my belly and all I want to do is run away. I reckon I would give Usain Bolt a run for his money.
So, let
Not
me
anymore.
get this right. You want to show her how much you love her by doing the thing that causes you the most fear of anything in the world.
It's a combined fear. I've got 2 fears. One was roller coasters. The other one is a really strange one, and somebody on our channel is bound to know because we've got nearly 2,500 subscribers. I am petrified, and it makes me anxious just thinking about it. Sticky hands. Sticky hands, especially the kind of sticky you get from squeezing an orange in them and it drying. It's freaking me out just thinking about it right now. Roller coasters, sticky hands. Send me to Afghanistan any day.
Yes.
Okay, well this is it. To prove his love for Millie, Gary must face his greatest fear, and he needed, surprise, surprise, to help him on this mission.
Now we're here because Gary has a deep-rooted fear of roller coasters. This little bad boy here, the Swarm, happens to be your girlfriend Millie's favourite roller coaster in the whole world.
Yeah.
This mechanical monster has a top speed of 57 miles per hour a jaw-dropping plunge of 127 feet, and a head-spinning G-force of 4.5.
Okay, what's a good point?
In just a couple of hours' time, Millie is going to arrive here, and we're going to give her a little surprise.
I'm worried of her.
She genuinely had no idea about this. I told her I'd been called into work. I didn't even tell her where I was going, what I was doing. I was just like, look, I've got to go away for a while. I went down here. I stayed in hotels and stuff. I worked with a production team and got set up for this. She did not have a clue, and it was very normal. In my battery, we didn't actually have any guns in my artillery battery. All we were attack groups, so a team, 3 teams of fire support teams, and then 1 HQ element. So we were just constantly bounced from one regiment to another, whatever needed us. So I was like, okay, I got a bust. I'm away on work. I'm going out on exercise. I'll catch you when I catch you, kind of thing. And she was like, fine, off you go, do your thing. And that was it. So she genuinely didn't have a clue.
So I really want to get on this ride. I want to get it cracked.
Well, luckily, Gary, I know just the people to help us out. Our experts, Nick and Eva. Now they are going to hopefully cure your fear.
That boy needs therapy. What I want to do is assess with you how these make you feel.
No, that's maxing me out. And to help matters, they put a crashed airplane in at the bottom.
The thing I'm going to show Gary the pictures is so that he can actually face his fear.
So tell me, when was the last time that you laughed uncontrollably?
Millie seen a field full of sheep and shouted out, lions. she goes,
Don't get the wrong picture of Millie here. She's an incredibly intelligent person. She's been to university. She's an educator. She is a teacher. But my goodness, does she come out with some absolutely stupid comments. Education, academically, right up here. Common sense. Oh, probably not so high. Not got so much of the street smarts.
was a field full of lions.
Whilst you're feeling that laughter, just think about the roller coaster and notice that fear that you had before that was building inside that was 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
notice that you can't find it.
Next step, we need to get him out in the park and we need to observe him on some of the rides.
First up is the death-defying carousel. You okay, Gary? You all right? Pony's over with. It's time to twist and shout. Any words of advice?
Oh, this is horrible.
Why is it important for Gary to take on this ride?
We want Gary to get used to all the sensations that he'll feel on the swarm. And this one...
Why am I showing you this?
Oh, it's over. I was petrifying, I'll be honest.
Now, the news that your beloved is at...
The thing I hate is there isn't a brake. You can't press a brake. You can't stop it. I love going fast in cars. As a big rock climber, so you know it was exposure to kind of danger and all of that kind of stuff. It didn't bother me in the slightest. I just felt like I was losing. I had no control. I could have no impact on what was going on around me. I don't know what it is about roller coasters. It's so strange. I don't mind flying. Helicopters are a little bit meh. But yeah, it's weird.
At the gate, which ride do you think she's going to go to first?
I'm going to go straight to Swarm.
Well, that means, Gary, then Swarm is where we're going.
Cheap lions.
Lions have laughter.
As Gary confronts his biggest fear, it's now or never, as I intercept Millie at the front of the queue, pretending to be reporting on roller coasters. Are you a massive fan of roller coasters?
Yes.
It's all for Millie. Millie loves it, so I've got to enjoy this kind of thing with her. You're worth it.
Have you got any person that you've tried to drag along?
Yeah, my boyfriend. He was meant to come, but he refused.
He refused to come?
Got too scared.
Waiting outside having a candy floss.
Watch her face. Where do you see how surprised?
Your boyfriend's name, Gary?
Yeah.
Gary? Right, really?
They had closed. they closed down the whole roller coaster, and people have been queuing up for hours to get on this thing. And people were shouting abuse. They had no idea what was going on. And I was starting to get a bit triggered. I had a bit of a 0 to extreme temper back in those days. Probably what got me in trouble so much. And I could hear people saying stuff, and they weren't saying it to my face, and that makes it even worse. If they said it to my face, you can have it out. I was starting to get right triggered, and I can remember just thinking, okay, just forget what everybody's been saying. Just get on the roller coaster with her. Things will be all right. Don't start swinging.
Gary has been training with me here all day to build up the courage to go on a roller coaster with you, because he knows how much you love roller coasters. This is the moment where you're both going to get to go on one together.
By the way, if you hear me shouting sheep and lions on a roller coaster, don't worry about it. Oh my God, look at it! Oh, it's the anticipation. Sheep and lions on a roller coaster. Come on, happy face! Happy face! Whoa! Yes. At the beginning of the morning, I wouldn't have thought I had the courage in me to do it, but yeah, it's done now. Happy days.
I know that he loves me, but it's just nice that he can show it as well, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
Whether or not you were shouting sheep or something else, so we bleeped it anyway. You have shown bravery for Queen and country, but Millie, that was just for you.
I'm so proud of him, and it was really funny.
And now, having done all that and gone through the process, how do you feel about roller coasters now?
Yeah, I think I'm going to carry on. I will carry on.
So we haven't put you off?
No, definitely built up a bit of a thirst to carry on with it.
Phew, that's good news for us, because we've got another surprise for both Gary and Millie. This is for both of you to hopefully enjoy.
You'll be jetting off to Abu Dhabi for 5 days to stay in not one, but 2 luxury hotels.
Yes, we did.
While you're there, you'll get to ride on the world's fastest roller coaster.
I went on that roller coaster 4 weeks after I suffered my life-changing injury, or my life-changing break. We didn't know we had any trouble at that point, but yeah, it was incredible. And actually, I really enjoyed that roller coaster. Pure speed, pure acceleration. It was fantastic. Lots of G-forces. Amazing.
The fastest roller coaster in the world, you're going to get to go on it. Brilliant for you.
Can I just ask, what was going to be the prize if I said I didn't like roller coasters?
We were just going to send you anyway. You are a very special couple, and we've got another treat for you, actually. Here is a group who know exactly how difficult it is having a partner in Her Majesty's Armed Forces, singing Rule the World from their new album. Please welcome the fantastic Military Wives.
The Military Wives are amazing. Please have a look for them on YouTube. I would love to show you them now, but I can't because I'll get hit with copyright. Once again, I've already been hit once for copyright with them. So we'll just flick through to about here, it looks like. And hopefully you'll get to see the ending. Let's have a quick click. Yeah.
Gary, there's just one more thing, and I'm going to take a step back.
Surprise! Millie, the last 3 years for me should have been tough. Instead, they've been absolutely amazing. Please make my life perfect. Millie, will you marry me?
Yes.
Funny moment. Let's just go back to here. You watching this? Now, any of you who have kind of been in these kind of uniforms will know you don't have pockets. None of these pockets are real. They're just lines stitched in to look good. And right before I went out onto the stage, I had the engagement ring. My brother gave it to me. I went to put it into my pocket, and of course I was like, oh my goodness, I have no pockets. I had to hide the ring in my cap. So you'll see it here. Watch my hands. Look, feel for it. Where's the ring?
There's just one more thing.
Try to find it.
I'm going to take a step back.
She said yes. She said yes. So ladies, gents, that is a little bit of me. I have had a lot going since then. I suffered a bit of a life-changing injury, which meant that I had to leave the forces. I now work in a business consultancy. I've traveled around most of the world, as far west as the United States, as far east as Poland, kind of coaching business teams, coaching individuals in business, how to create better teams, how to build values, beliefs, and behaviors that will drive ultimate team performance. I only transferred out of the military, if I'm honest, because I suffered that life-changing injury, but I'm so blessed now. I've found this new job where I get to impact people's working lives and ultimately their home lives as well. So it's something that's really rewarding to me. So don't worry whenever you see this here and you hear that I've suffered a life-changing injury. Things are bloody good at the minute. Things are going really well, and I'm absolutely loving my new life. Working in this world and with my amazing wife still by my side, and my amazing two daughters. Thanks for checking in once again. I'm just looking down. This has been 30 minutes. I thought this was going to just be a short video. Apologies for the length, but I hope it's ticking off a few of those boxes. A few of you wanted to know what I got my award for, and I think this paints a nicer picture than me just sitting talking to camera. I'll see you again very soon, guys. Thanks once again for the support, and I'll catch you in the comment section. Goodbye.